over isn't as hard with the right tools. Good rising family, Black Feniks checking in. I'm the owner of HogOn Welding and the founder of HogOn University. This rising, I just wanted to talk to you Friday about having the right tools when you're starting over. And what I mean about starting over, it can mean just starting something new. Every time we start something new, it's always a difficult process. Sometimes we'll feel overwhelmed, we'll feel underprepared, or we'll feel anxious to go on and get to that next level. And if we have the right tools when we're making these transitions, it just makes things a whole lot more smoother when you're starting over. When you're starting over from working for someone and now you're going to start being independent, or when you start from working for this one company and now you can get a great increase in pay and you're working for a new company, and it was all the tools that you learned from that one company that you're using over for the new one, or you're building a new product. Sometimes it's always good to know you have the right tools, family. um, One thing I have realized, that investing in the right tools is what's going to keep us afloat, not only just in business but just in our personal lives, because we're always going to go through something. My aunt told me one time, she said, we're even going to be going through a problem, we're even going to be coming out of a problem, or we're going to be in a problem. And I think in life, we're always going through those ups and downs. And, when you're climbing, we're always going to have a valley, where we're going to be taking those ups and downs. And it doesn't matter how many times you go down, it's just how many times you survive. Sometimes, just getting out on your own for the first time. Certain tools you learn, it's an old scripture that said, if you train a child in the way they should go, when they depart, they won't forsake it. They'll remember. And I just think about, the way that I gave my daughter some tools. My daughter just turned 25. And I gave her some valuable tools as far as how to be independent, how to have more than one source of income, how to take care of home and have her priorities in line. So she's getting better and better. But to be 25, family, I know guys right now that's my age, is 42, and women that don't have they stuff together, like my daughter that's 25. And I'm not saying that she just got everything together. Don't get me wrong. She's still a kid, she's still a young woman learning. But she's in a position where she's not struggling. She got her own. And ain't nothing like being in this world, man, right now, being able to say you got your own. You can take care of you. You know what I mean? And it's all about the tools we have, family. You know what I mean? So whatever you're going through, the main thing to do is to learn from it and get a tool from it, or invest in tools to be able to get over the hump. So that way you can use those tools when you're going through something else. One thing I love about welding is when I got into it, I was only thinking one dimensional. I was only thinking job, being the best welder, just wanting to weld. I didn't even, I wasn't fully engaged in the full spectrum of welding, but I did enjoy fabrication because I started doing that inside of the shop, as I learned. So I was thinking, man, I like to weld and build things. That was my thing. And once I got out, fam, I was able to build so much from this welding trade that I actually invested some time in while I was in prison during that decade, during that 10 years. And to this day, family, the tool that I learned has helped me and saved me in many, many, many situations. I have seen different people go down and go through something when all I had to do is just, okay, go put in an application at this, or if I was dirty or something, oh, man, let me go get clean. Let me stop smoking for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Say if it was something like that. But I've always been in the situation that that tool that I had has kept my head above the water, fam. You know what I mean? When it comes to tradesmanship. But there's other tools that I use, like different things that my grandfather gave me, different things that I learned from reading and applying myself. So, I learned that knowledge, family. We used to hear that saying, and we still hear it. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. But I don't think that we fully understand what it really means. Like the concept, knowledge is truly power, family. Once we know better, we should do better. You know, even the scriptures say only a fool will get some information and remain the same, even though he's been confronted with what doesn't work. If you know it ain't working, family, switch it up. So just switch it up, man. If it ain't working, in life, fam, the older I get, we don't know how long we got. And we see people die now at different ages and young, and we wonder, like, man, that was a good person. They gone and so still here. Sometimes you don't understand it, you know what I mean? Sometimes we don't, life tends to do things that we don't understand, but we always have to stay prepared. And the best way to stay prepared, fam, is to have the right tools. Is start investing in tools to get you over the hump, tools to create your business, tools to get some cash flow, because we get so caught up thinking that America has fooled the majority into thinking that we have to have a job to make it. A job. You don't have to have a job, family. You got to have money to make it in America. Money. So the goal is we have to learn how to make money in America. And then you don't have to make money in America just on having a job. 9 times out of 10, if you're doing that, then they got you. They're going to be winning more off the back of your labor and controlling when you go home and what you can do with your personal life more than what you can if you just fall into that trap alone. So it's always good to weigh your options out to know where we stand when we thinking about making money. So there's many ways to do it. People are not this or that, but we know what exists. We know what the wheel is turning on. We know people are buying things. We know people need certain assets, certain foods. We know that there are certain assets that like services that need to be provided. Salute, salute, salute. Thanks for checking in, bro. We know that there's different assets that need to be addressed that people need, especially services. Some things are people do just because, oh man, I got the extra money. I just want to do this now. But certain things are a need. And there's going to be a lot of needs that you can address to make money off of. From repair needs, product needs, services needs. So many needs. So when you turn yourself into the right tool, that tool can be a need. I can't weld properly without having this tool. Now I could have just different welding hoods, yes. But to keep my eyes intact and to be able to see what I'm doing and to be able to kill 7 birds with 1 stone, I can do TIG, MIG, and stick with this hood. And by having this, it gives me the opportunity to be able to have a tool that I can use in the shop, I can use in the field. So it's a tool that I got now that I have learned to utilize, that even though after I had paid for this tool, after I got it, I still keep it up. And that's what you have to do when you get some knowledge, fam. You have to keep it, keep it up. You have to take care of it. You have to protect your peace. We're in the moment right now, fam. We got to protect our peace. And protecting it is having the right tools, fam. Being able to build the right businesses, being able to build the right relationships, being able to protect those precious relationships and loved ones, being able to turn your ideas into reality, and learning, fam. We have to learn that it's okay. I don't know why people think that it's a crime, that it is against the law to allow your money to make money. That's how the rich get rich, fam. And coming from rural areas and middle class, a lot of times we try to play catch up. We want to act like we live in a life that we're not really living. So we'll put ourselves in a bind and we'll become a slave to something because we want to act like we're at a certain level, which all we have to do is grind and go without. And we could actually be on that level instead of acting like you're on that level and being stressed out trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I mean? I think we all go through that stage of that train of thought, but a lot of times, family, a lot of times we want to focus on what's going on in the outer community versus then what we need to be focusing on at home or inside of our local areas. You get that, bro. I missed that. I'm trying to catch what you said. Oh man, the banks are getting stupid rich, family. You know what's so crazy? I have overheard people, I'm in McGee, Arkansas, and I have overheard people brag about being at these certain banks for so long. You know, my grandfather and my great grandfather and my cousin and my grandmother, they all did this, so I got to do my business with them. I said, now these are black people that I'm talking about now. I said, yeah. I said, have you ever got a loan from them to do anything? You know, do a business other than, well, you know, they'll give me. I didn't put my car title or my house up before, and they always gonna give you someone they know they're gonna win. But when it comes to building something where it's a risk, then they don't care if you've been there 20 years, they want to see you through some extra stepping stones. And fam, you know, I'm gonna say this for the record, just to be realistic with you, I think you should have enough money in the bank to take care of your business. And the rest of your money should be other places. Because when it's all said and done, if something hit the fan, you can only get 300 to 500 out of ATM if you need it. Remember when that stuff happened in Houston, you got that flood and stuff happened. You got rich people in boats with poor people too, because they could only get them out. Then y'all on the same level. Because sometimes we don't prepare. We trust the system too much, fam. You know, the system has failed us a lot of times, fam. So I think that we have to literally start trusting history. They said there's nothing new under the sun. So today, this morning, I just wanted to talk about the right tools. And as long as you got the right tools, fam, it's going to be easy to make that transition in your life. It's going to be easy to stay afloat. It's going to be easy to maintain. So even though you're going through whatever you're going through, just keep in mind, man, you got the right tools. Keep sharpening your tools. And remember, iron sharpen iron, fam. We got to get around other people, other tradesmen, other people that's like us. And when we get around other people that got that motivation, they sharpen us and make us want to go get it. You know, they influence us to buy other tools that can make what we're doing even better. You know, so always think outside the box. We midway, fam. You know, this July, and we knocking into this year pretty strong. And coming into next year, fam, is we don't know what we're going into, but we know we got to have the right tools if we're going to make it. And we're going to be able to maintain through this drought, through the food shortage, through whatever is going on. We got to get prepared. And I love to say proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. So let's get the right tools. Let's get ourselves in line so that way we'll know where we're going. And we can look by where we're already been. We see what history has already showed us. So we know that it's time for us to start doing some work ethics. You know, we've been trusting the system for too long, fam. You know, it's time for us to figure out a way. And don't be afraid to network with your own. Don't be afraid to network with your own. Don't be afraid to network with others, because everybody's not the same. If I haven't learned nothing else about traveling, I have learned that everyone that looks a certain color isn't the same as the other person that looks that same color. Everybody different, fam. You know what I mean? So, you know, we got to remember that there was slaves. Harriman Tubman also had to fight and kill in order to get the other slaves free. So we got to keep that in mind. Y'all be blessed. Continues to prosper. Get the right tools. Keep getting your HogOn, fam. I'm out.